Now we've already looked at basic arrays, but now we're going to look at something slightly different, which is multi-dimensional arrays. And really, the only thing to really understand here is that we can have arrays within arrays, and we can have that at as many levels as we want, really. So we're going to modify the array that we created in the last part, and we're going to change this to locations rather than location. And we're going to do this slightly differently. Instead of providing a string value, we're actually going to provide another array of values. So for example, if we pass a list of places of locations here, what we can do is, if we place these just on another line, just so they're a little bit more readable, we're already printing on this person array, and we can go ahead and open our web browser now and just take a look at what this looks like. So what's happened here now is that we've provided an array of values. So we've got an associative array on the very outer level, and then as we come in, we've got a string value assigned to the name key, a integer assigned to the age key, and to the locations key we have another array, which is a numerical array or a numeric array. So we've now placed an array within an array. So we can do this another level deep as well. So we could say, for example, Greenwich array. So we could say something like New Eltham and Central Greenwich. So if I go ahead and refresh now, you can see that's gone another level deep. Now this I find makes it a lot easier to read in terms of inspecting what levels we can get to, but let's just remind ourselves of what it looks like if we don't include our pre-formatted tags, because actually this does complicate things a lot. So if we just use a print R, it's very difficult to determine where the different positions of the arrays start and which arrays are within which. So remember that when you're working with any arrays really, using pre-formatted HTML tags makes it extremely easy to see which level deep you are, because we get the indentation, we preserve this indentation formatting. Now we want to know how we can actually access these certain arrays. So let's just say we want to get the location of this person within sort of, within Greenwich, for example, and then say the first position of this. So in this case, what we can do is we could say, let's come down here and echo out, so person, and we want to say locations. Now remember, because we've assigned a value, or if you like, or an array to this has now become the key. So what we're actually doing is we're mixing associative and numeric values. But if we knew for some other reason, and when you're looping through these you can check, but if we know that we want to get the location first, say visited in Greenwich, this will be at position 0 within Greenwich, within locations of the person array. So everything here sort of fits in and makes sense. And when we refresh, we see this just outputs New Eltham. So, it's a good idea to create arrays as complex as you like. Arrays are brilliant to store data. Of course, we can add data to arrays as well. So all we really need to do is say something like, let's say we want to update at position 2, and we want to say outer Greenwich, for example. What we've now done is, if we were to go ahead and print R on this after we have assigned a value to this, we can see that we have a new item added here. So we can manipulate arrays as well as create them on like this. You'll obviously find as well that big data sets like database results come back in an array format often, and also things like if we're working with JSON in PHP, if you were to take JSON and decode it, you would find that we'd get it back in an array form, and then we can work with it as an array. So arrays are extremely useful as a sort of temporary data storage inside of your code, and it just makes it easy to work with data. So in this, we've just basically looked at multi-dimensional arrays and assigning a value to an array, which can obviously be done at any position at all. So that pretty much covers the basics of arrays in PHP.